All right. Can you see the planner? There it is. Woo. The Wandering Star Planner. Oh, you can see my reflection in it too. Great. So this is the planner. It is a 2022. I can't believe we're almost starting 2022. Awesome shrink wrapped planner. It is super ready to go. It has all of the traditional planets up there at the top, as you can see, the glyphs for the sun, moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, and then we'll have these moon phases at the bottom. So you also will have these planets on the very back of the planner. And then Esme is actually included all of the lunations for 2022 on her business card. So you'll have this sort of like quick reference when you, if you receive this planner. So I am not going to actually open this because these are brand new, but I do have my own personal copy, which I will go through here and show you exactly what you get inside the planner. What does the planner look like, and how is it laid out in the best possible way to help you understand astrology and understand how the transits actually work. So, in case my shadow gets in the way, you can't see it. So, a lot of people have asked me, is this planner, do you have to be, really good at astrology? You have to be a professional to really use this planner? And no, Esme has actually made this planner for anyone, and you don't have to have any astrological knowledge. If you do, it's going to be, like almost a quick reference guide, super easy. But if you don't, if you've never used an astrology planner before, then there is nothing to worry about, because she's created this reference page right in the beginning of the planner, which has all of the glyphs. So you'll have when you look through the actual planner, you'll see that there is just the Aries glyph or the Taurus glyph, but you can always come back to this reference page so you can see what is happening. Also, if you are still a little new on the actual aspects and what they look like in your chart or what they look like in an astrology setting, there's a good reference chart right here. So Esme only uses technically they're called the Ptolemaic aspects, so the conjunction, the opposition, the trine, and the square. I don't believe she's included sextiles, but that's fine, because sometimes sextiles are so subtle, the energy is not as present. So these are the big ones. These are the ones that will show up the most prevalent in people's lives. And so they're the things that we'll be tracking as we look at this planner. Also, all of the glyphs for the planets are right here: the sun, moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and then of course the outer planets, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. So you have this reference guide right in the beginning of the planner. You can always come back to it and look at it. I didn't actually start the beginning, so this is the first page of the planner. It's the Wandering Star Planner. It is in Mountain Time Zone, so you can adjust to your time zone. Luckily, Mountain Time Zone is kind of in the middle of all the time zones, so your adjusting should only be an hour or so difference. So yes, time is sacred. That is Esme, the Wandering Star Planner's theme. It's the second page of the book. You can also have a spot to write here. If you ever lose it, please call, please email, and they will return it. Because this stuff that you write in this planner is really sacred, and it's an amazing way to learn astrology. So after you go through, this is the third page. So here we already covered the glyphs are all here. There's a little welcome letter from Esme here, and here that is her business card. And you have all of her contact information down here. So this is just like a normal planner. It has the entire year laid out, so you can start marking specific dates where that is going to be coming up for you specifically, and it'll go on to the next page. Now this is actually specific to the lunations and all the astro transits. So each date will give you sort of a quick rundown on the actual date, which is that first number here. Then you will have the planet that's in reference, and then what it's doing, and then what sign it's moving into. So you'll have all of this information right here as sort of like a quick reference for the entire year. So what I like to do, I'm actually highlight, because this is my personal planner. kind of a special event, so I can sort of look ahead at the entire year. So, as you can see, there's going to be a solar eclipse coming up in April of next year. So, I'm just going to go ahead and highlight that. And so I know when I look back, as a quick reference for the entire year, that is going to be something that is going to stand out to me. And I'm going to make sure I note that it's going to be on the new moon on the 30th of April, which will happen at 10 degrees Taurus. And that's what the little symbol is. Now, this is such a minimalist planner, really. It just gives you the stuff you need to know about astrology. It gives you the movements of the sun, the moon, the planets as they go into the signs, and it doesn't give you a lot of unnecessary wording. So it's just a lot of symbols, but as you get used to looking at them, this will become a lot easier just to sort of quick reference, like, oh, there it is. There's the sun conjunct Venus on October 20th of next year at 29 degrees Libra. So if this is a little overwhelming for you, don't worry. You'll be a pro in no time as you start learning the different aspects and the glyphs. And if you're already, familiar with astrology, then this is probably, almost a second language to you. So I just love how she gives just the information you need, nothing more. It's great. So then we go through, we have the overall year, we have spaces for January, February, all of the months. And this is just stuff where you can write down, important dates or important things that are coming up. You can also write down specific things that are happening with your chart. You can write down your birthday, so that would be your solar return, whatever you want to put in there. Any sort of like events or vacations you're looking forward to in those dates. And then you can write down some of the astrology that's associated with those dates. And this is just going to be more of a personal planning space for you for the whole year. Now, Esme is a writer, so she did want to leave a lot of writing space for your intentions. So this is great. And I actually love that she has sort of, you can't really see, okay, you can kind of see now. It's like almost graph paper. You can connect the dots, you can draw, you can actually make some artwork in here if you want, or do some sort of design work, or just sort of, doodle and play around with it, with also having any sort of free space to write what your 2022 intentions are going to be. And then it'll break it down as you go through this through each month. So you can write your intentions for January here. You can draw pictures if you want, of your intentions. I always love to do a little bit of extra visualization. And then we actually get into the full month. This is the actual astro calendar. So this planner includes both monthly and weekly pages for the astrology. So if you look, you can see that each day is broken down by the actual planet that that day is associated with. So if you did not know that Sunday is associated with obviously the sun. uh, the name is very much connected to the planet, and Moon Day, Monday. Tuesday is associated with Mars' day. Wednesday is associated with Mercury. Thursday is Jupiter. Friday is Venus, and Saturday is Saturn's day. So you're going to see this, and as you get more familiar with astrology, that these days are associated with planets, and you're just going to kind of like start thinking about them as like the planet's day instead of the actual day of the week. So you're going to see also the lunation here. The new moon shows up as a little full circle or a dark circle. So this is the second day of January, and you can see the little glyph right next to the moon, and that would be the actual sign that the new moon is taking place in. And you'll see that the degree, is this too close? Can you see? Okay. So the degree of the new moon is taking place at 12 degrees Capricorn. You can also see that happening on the same day is Mercury going into Aquarius. So as you can see, there's a huge amount of space. You can still use this planner as your normal daily planner because there's plenty of space to write events, appointments, dates, whatever you need to remember. And it just gives you exactly what's happening astrologically in a very compact, succinct, elegant way. So you can see down here that this, on the 8th of January, there is a sun conjunct Venus. And Venus is retrograde. As you can see, there's a little RX next to it. And this event, the Sun conjunct Venus, happens at 19 degrees Capricorn. So what's really great about this, when you start tracking stuff astrologically, you can compare it to your own chart. So you look at your own chart and you say, where do I have 19 degrees Capricorn? So where in my personal natal chart is this event going to be happening, and how is that um, going to affect me personally? So I'm going to flip my thing around real quick just to sort of like let you guys know. Hi, everybody again. Um, this tool is actually something that we're going to be using specifically next year in 2022 as part of the Orbit membership, because we're going to be using these specific dates that are sun conjunctions. Because I know there's a lot of planners out there that focus on moon phases, and I love this planner because it's not just about the moon, it's about every planet and all of the movements. It's about retrogrades, so we know when those are happening. And it's also about sun conjunctions. That's really a highlight of this planner that some other planners may not have. So we're going to be looking at what is a sun conjunction with another planet. And if you were in the Orbit membership last year, we talked about what a cazimi was. We did a Mercury cazimi meditation. So we're going to be doing a lot more of that in 2022 as far as these cazimi effects, which is the conjunction of the sun with another planet, like right at the exact degree. It's also called the heart of the sun, being in the heart of the sun, the other planet. So that's something that's really exciting about this planner, is we're going to really be integrating it to all of this stuff that's happening in the monthly Orbit membership, so we can start learning astrology together. And it's so much more fun when you get to experience that with your own life and in your own daily planner. So I'm going to flip this back around so we can keep looking at it. All right, yeah, there they are. Woo-hoo. All right, so yes, we can see the new moon. The full moon is here. It'll show you the degree that it's at. This is also just a general planner, because it'll show you the actual holidays that we're normally living by throughout the year, and then um, you can use the extra space to write exactly what you need in it. Meanwhile, you'll see um, oops, you can sort of see that. You can see down here that that is the Venus sign, and that the D next to the Venus sign means that Venus is going direct. So if you have never seen these signs, if you're a newbie to astrology or you just want to learn more, we're going to be going all over all of this. So this calendar, this planner is really going to be a learning tool, a teaching tool to actually understand astrology, and to the point where it will be super easy for you guys to understand exactly what all of these symbols mean, and what they really represent in astrology, and most importantly, what they represent to you personally. So yes, we have much more writing space here for January. Now, I know a lot of planners out there are very heavily text based. I know a lot of people said they use the Moonology planner, which was almost like a book. It's so full of words and prompts and information. And while I really appreciate that, I love the fact that this planner gives you room to explore, to write, to journal, and to really give you the freedom to put whatever you want in there, because astrology is a learning process. So I like to put stuff on these pages, like podcasts that I'm listening to, I want to take notes on. I listen to a bunch of astrology podcasts. I take a bunch of astrology classes, so I use these pages as to whatever I'm doing during that month, and what I'm learning about, what quotes are like sticking in my head. I often listen to a lot of audiobooks, so sometimes I have to pause it because I want to remember a specific quote. So that's the type of stuff I put on these pages. Also, I like to draw in them. So if you like to draw or do any sort of creative, other sort of artistic work, you can do that. So all right, this is the majority of what's in the planner. It's the breakdown of each week of the year. So this is the first week of 2022, starting the last week of December. And each day is actually a column. So you have a whole column to write in and to make notes in, to create any sort of symbols that you want astrologically. You can start writing in aspects that are happening to your own chart. So Monday, the 27th, is going to show you a moon in Libra. And then the next day, you'll see that there is going to be another moon phase at 2:16. Oh, so this is the this will show you the actual day the moon changes signs. And if you are part of the Orbit membership now and you've noticed the astro calendars that I post for you every month, um, I don't actually go into this level of detail. So you don't know exactly what time the moon is switching over from Libra into Scorpio. So Esme has given you all the way down to the very day and time that the moon changes signs, which is really kind of interesting to see the shift that happens on that day. You're also going to see the other planets and the things that are happening on that specific day. So you'll see that Jupiter um, moves into Pisces on Tuesday, December 28th, which, we're definitely going to talk about as part of our preparation to get into 2022. But it'll tell you the time too as well. So when Jupiter moves into Pisces, it's going to be at 9:09 p.m. on Tuesday the 28th. And remember, this is mountain time, so do adjust for your own time zone. But I love the fact that she's really shown each phase of the moon as you go through the week until you get into the very, very last sliver of the moon. So you can sort of see, as the moon is getting darker as you go through the week, and that'll tell you that we're in a waning moon phase. So the moon's getting darker, it's getting darker until you have the new moon on Sunday the 2nd, on the 2nd of January. So, sorry, hopefully you guys can all see this okay. So yeah, you'll start seeing things, you're getting all of the information that you need just astrologically, and you're left with plenty of space to actually use as a planner, to use as a daily journal, and to write your own notes on what is happening for you astrologically. Like this new moon on Sunday the 2nd, what are you wanting to bring into your life? What intentions are you want to set? Or what is happening with you that day? What events are going to be coming into your life? And how do you want to shift your intentions? So you'll start looking at this and of course referencing your own chart as you go through it. So that's really the majority of this planner, and it goes through every single week of the year. It'll give you plenty of open space, and then we'll be using a lot of this as journaling tools. Each month will give you, let's see, the same as before. So you'll have a page for February to set your intentions, and you'll get the entire month of February, so you can look ahead and see when all the lunations are. Yeah, this looks similar to what I make for my Orbit members, just as a digital calendar, but this is an actual hard copy of the calendar, which is great. I don't know how many people in the Orbit membership last year downloaded the calendars and printed them, but I really think it's amazing to have a hard copy to actually physically write on. So yes, if anyone has any questions, please put them in the chat and let me know what you would like to look at. I'm trying to find, let's see. I think at the end here, there's a place for reflections. Yeah, so here's reflections. As you get further into the year, you can start looking back, which I feel like is almost um, more valuable sometimes than setting intentions. Not, I guess not valuable, but as far as a learning tool, which this planner is going to be primarily a learning tool for astrology, then looking back at what's happened in the month and then correlating that with what's happened in your life and what happened astrologically, that's going to be the best way to learn astrology. So don't worry if you're overwhelmed. Don't worry if you're like, I don't know what to write. This is going to be a tool that we're going to be using this upcoming year with the Orbit membership. So I believe that, let's see, get all the way to the end here. Yeah, so we have kind of a book-ended way of closing up this planner because you'll have looking, I think this is looking, yeah, notes, more notes, December reflections. And then you can look at this as either a reflection on 2022 or a look ahead on 2023. Let me just open this up. Yeah, so you have plenty of writing space to look back at the end of next year, which is going to be kind of crazy considering, I don't know, that we're not even started of 2022 yet. So that's it. That is the planner. It is a wire-bound planner. This is a copy that I have, so it's not going to look exactly like yours. But these are the actual planners.